guys, welcome to this late night vintage horror review, and it's the last one in our vintage horror week. And tonight we're looking at a Universal film called The Black Cat, which is a part of this double bill released by Umbrella. So let's have a little look at the release. So here is the physical release of The Black Cat by Edgar Allan Poe. It's a part of this Umbrella release from Australia of their retro horror double bill. It does have the Island of the Lost Souls, which we've already reviewed on my channel. But tonight we're looking at The Black Cat, which is on the same disc as the Island of Lost Souls. And on the back of the case you just have a little description of both films. This film has come from 1934. So that is my physical release of The Black Cat. So I do love these sort of releases when they double up a couple of really cool films. It's really nice to have two amazing films on one disc. And this has got Island of Lost Souls, which I've already reviewed a year or so ago, and then we finally got round to The Black Cat. Is there any special features on the disc? So this is the main menu of The Black Cat. As I said, it does share the disc with Island of Lost Souls. So the special features on here for The Black Cat even, is the theatrical trailer and subtitles, and that's it. That's the special features on The Black Cat. Well, no, there's a trailer, but that's what I expected, because that's what there was on the on the other film. But there we go. Let's have a look at the story. So this is about two war veterans. We have Victus, played by Bela Lugosi, and we have Bullock, played by Boris Karloff. And Bela Lugosi's character is on his route to visit him. He's on a train, and when we're on the train we meet up with Peter and Joan, who are a couple of Americans who are on the honeymoon on this I think they're on the Orient Express, and they are sort of like traveling through towards sort of Budapest area, and they Bela Lugosi's character Victor sort of crashes their cabin on the train, and he starts talking to the guy in there about he was from a prison camp during the war, World War One, and what's happened there is Bullock, which is Boris Karloff's character, done a mistake and didn't give the orders out, and it cost thousands and thousands of people their lives. So Bela Lugosi's character is on his way to revenge him because of this. So this is the ultimate reason why he's going. Anyway, they all get off at the same stop, and they get on this sort of bus kind of taxi thing, which crashes off this hillside not far from Bullock's house. The taxi driver dies, but the servant of Bela Lugosi and Bela Lugosi survive, and so does Peter and Joan. But Joan's unconscious, so they carry her to this building, and then we meet the Boris Karloff character. And I've got to say that Bela Lugosi is like Dracula, and Boris Karloff is like Frankenstein's monster, pretty much. Anyway, that they've meeting up, and the feud sort of starts, and he tells him, that what he did was awful. And also Bela Lugosi's wife and daughter had gone missing and died, apparently. But Bullock has his wife there. He's got a room of all these dead women in this sort of like glass cases, and one of them is his wife, which he's preserved. He says that she died of pneumonia, but he doesn't believe it. He believes that he was murdered, and he asks about his daughter, and he says the daughter died too, but she isn't. She's in bed with Boris Karloff's bed, so they are married. Her name is Karen, I believe, and he doesn't know that she's still alive, and she thinks that Bela Lugosi's dead, her father's dead, so he's lied about it all. And in the sort of film sort of plays out where Paul, Peter and Joan are trapped between this kind of battle, between this rivalry, between these ex-war sort of like victims, if you will, as they sort of battle out for revenge. And you start questioning, why is he got these dead women all over the place? There's one point in the film where Bela Lugosi talks to Joan, saying that he's a Satanist. And is he? Watch it and find out. My final verdict. This was absolutely incredible, absolutely amazing. I loved The Island of Lost Souls, but The Black Cat was even better. It was so freaking eerie and sort of spooky, and the photography was absolutely amazing. It's incredible. 9 out of 10. Absolutely amazing film. Yes, it was so full of atmosphere. There were so many playing on lights and shadows, a bit like me here. It's so much playing on that, and Bela Lugosi in the dark is so eerie and spooky. And no matter how you look at Boris Karloff, you think Frankenstein's monster. You know, he's got a bit of a psychobilly haircut going on here. He kind of resembles the zombie out of The Night of the Living Dead from the beginning of that. He reminds me of that. But it's absolutely fantastic. The characters are wonderful. The story was great. It is lightly based on the Edgar Allan Poe story, but it is really, really cool. And I highly recommend seeing it if you haven't. It's a 9 out of 10 for me. Massive shout out to my lad. See you soon, guys.